Now with the People First warranty.
Tonight, the breaking developments involving Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. Did he suggest secretly recording the president? Amid chaos Rosenstein was reportedly witnessing involving the president. And did he discuss trying to recruit cabinet members to try to remove the president? Tonight, what ABC News is now learning about what might have been said and Rosenstein's response right here tonight. Also developing, the president suddenly shifting tone on Brett Kavanaugh's accuser, taking aim. And tonight, outrage from one key Republican, Senator Susan Collins, who says the president went too far. Was his plan suicide by plane? Late today, what we learned about the man who allegedly jumped a fence and got into a passenger jet, an Airbus, before being tackled. The emergency unfolding tonight in the Carolinas. A dam has now breached, a power plant threatened, and fears coal ash could spill into flooded rivers. Severe storms hitting tonight from the Midwest and moving right into the Northeast at this hour. The well-known surgeon who once appeared on reality TV charged with drugging and allegedly attacking women with his girlfriend, then recording some of it. Well, this evening, the stunning new development. And football season is here. Tonight, the one player who did something that will leave you speechless. Can you guess our person of the week?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Friday night. And there was no break today from the major developments involving the White House. And this time, the story involves Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. The New York Times first reporting that the Deputy Attorney General at one point suggested secretly recording President Trump. And did he also talk about recruiting cabinet members to remove the president from office? ABC News learning tonight any such discussion happened after the president fired FBI Director James Comey. The White House using Rosenstein's words at the time as a major reason why for the firing, and that rattled Rosenstein. The Times reporting Rosenstein was concerned about the president's erratic behavior. But tonight there are so many questions. How was this said? How serious were these suggestions? And tonight, Rosenstein himself now responding. ABC's Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas leading us off.
He's the number 2 in charge at the Justice Department, the man who appointed Special Counsel Robert Mueller and who oversees the Russia investigation. But tonight, the New York Times reports Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein was so alarmed at President Trump's behavior, he once considered secretly recording him and even discussed whether he could convince the cabinet to remove the president from office by invoking the 25th Amendment. ABC News has confirmed it happened in May of 2017, in the chaotic days after Trump fired FBI Director James Comey. The White House initially said Comey was fired because of a damning memo from Rosenstein criticizing his handling of the Hillary Clinton investigation.
Than somebody like the Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, who everybody across the board has unequivocally said this guy is a man of upstanding character and essentially the gold standard at the Department of Justice.
But the president soon acknowledged that when he fired Comey, he had Russia on his mind.
When I decided to just do it, I said to myself, I said, you know, this Russia thing with Trump and Russia is a made-up story.
In the Oval Office, the president allegedly bragged to Russian officials that he had relieved a great deal of pressure. Sources say it all left Rosenstein feeling burned, used by the White House and turned into a scapegoat. It was then, we are told, he suggested to Justice Department officials, including acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe, that he wear a wire to secretly record conversations with the president. Sources tell ABC News McCabe kept detailed memos of the conversations. And sources familiar with those memos say Rosenstein also discussed whether to rally the cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment. The Times reports that Rosenstein said he believed Attorney General Jeff Sessions and then Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly would back the plan. But sources say none of this was ever carried out and that the president was never secretly recorded. In a statement, Rosenstein calls the Times story inaccurate, factually incorrect, and based on anonymous sources who are obviously biased against the department and are advancing their own personal agenda. He adds, based on my personal dealings with the president, there is no basis to invoke the 25th Amendment. Rosenstein has been under attack since the moment he named Robert Mueller special counsel. The president once tweeting, Mueller is most conflicted of all, except Rosenstein. The White House facing this question for months.
Is the president going to fire Rod Rosenstein?
I don't have any announcements at this time. The president's voiced some frustrations, but beyond that, I don't have anything to add.
Even as the president's allies call for Rosenstein to be impeached, the deputy attorney general remains defiant.
The Department of Justice is not going to be extorted. We're going to do what's required by the rule of law, and any kind of threats that anybody makes are not going to affect the way we do our job. We have a responsibility.
There's a lot to unpack here. Pierre Thomas live at the Justice Department tonight. And Pierre, the Deputy General, Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, now pushing back hard against this report in the Times tonight.
David, Justice Department sources are pushing back hard on the notion that Rosenstein seriously considered covertly recording the president. They point to one heated exchange with acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe in May of last year. Rosenstein allegedly snaps at McCabe saying, quote, "What do you want me to do, Andy? Wear a wire? You want to wear a wire?" They say Rosenstein was being sarcastic, David.
All right, Pierre Thomas leading us off tonight. Pierre, thank you. We also witnessed something else today, a sudden shift in tone from the president when it comes to Brett Kavanaugh's accuser. Tonight, the president is now taking aim after days of what many considered uncharacteristic restraint. The president today unloading on Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. And tonight, a key Republican, Senator Susan Collins, saying she's, quote, appalled by the president's attack, that the Senate Judiciary Committee, the American people, haven't even heard from the accuser yet. ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega tonight.
After days of uncharacteristic restraint that surprised even those in his own inner circle, President Trump now no longer holding back, attacking the credibility of the woman who accuses his Supreme Court pick of sexual assault.
To see what's going on is just very, very sad. You say, why didn't somebody call the FBI 36 years ago?
For the first time today, he mentioned Christine Blasey Ford by name, tweeting, "I have no doubt that if the attack on Dr. Ford was as bad as she says, charges would have been immediately filed with local law enforcement authorities by either her or her loving parents." That prompted outrage from countless women who came forward with their own personal stories, the hashtag #WhyIDidn'tReport leading Twitter. Maine Senator Susan Collins, a key Republican vote on Judge Brett Kavanaugh's nomination, publicly blasted the president.
I was appalled by the president's tweet. We know that allegations of sexual assault are one of the most unreported crimes that exist. So I thought that the president's tweet was completely inappropriate and wrong.
Ford tells the Washington Post after that high school party where she says Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her, she did not tell anyone, including her parents, because she was terrified she would be in trouble for going out with teenagers who were drinking. She told the paper, quote, "My biggest fear was, do I look like someone just attacked me?" And she recalled thinking, "I'm not ever telling anyone this." Kavanaugh denies the allegation. Ford's sister-in-law says Ford is now ready to have the world hear her story.
They need to know what this man did in his youth so that he's held responsible.
Republicans today agreed to Ford's demand that Kavanaugh not be in the same room when she testifies, but they want the hearing to take place on Wednesday, not Thursday, as Ford requested. And the all-male Republican lineup on the Senate Judiciary Committee is insisting that outside counsel, a woman, lead the questioning, something Ford's team does not want. But even with the negotiations still ongoing, the Senate's top Republican seems to already have made up his mind.
In the very near future, Judge Kavanaugh will be on the United States Supreme Court.
So let's get to Cecilia Vega. She's live at the White House tonight. And Cecilia, you're now learning that Senate Republicans have given Dr. Ford a deadline now to accept their new offer of testifying on Wednesday, not Thursday, among other issues.
Yeah, David, and they pushed that deadline back for her to respond until 10 p.m. tonight. This is, I've got to say, an arbitrary deadline. This committee could technically wait if they wanted to, but you heard the president there. He says they want to get this hearing on the books and fast, especially, David, with those midterms quickly approaching. And Cecilia, we have the statement tonight from the Democrats on the committee telling Chairman Grassley today that they want to hear from the FBI. They want to hear from the person who administered Dr. Ford's polygraph test and all witnesses to the alleged event, including the other student at the time that she alleges was there, Mark Judge. Exactly, David. This is a letter that went out today. The Democrats writing, quote, there is simply no reason not to hear all the facts. So far, no response from the Republican members, David.
All right, it'll be a big week in Washington next week. Cecilia, thank you tonight. We have reported here on the man who allegedly jumped a fence and was able to get on board a passenger jet, an Airbus that seats 200 people. Maintenance workers stopping him. And tonight, what we've learned about his alleged plan. And we hear from the technician who was able to take him down. Here's ABC's Victor Akendo.
The student pilot charged after allegedly trying to steal an airplane, appearing before a judge today, wearing an anti-suicide smock with hands and feet shackled.
Do you work?
No, I'm a student.
FBI agents investigating the case say 22-year-old Nishal Senkat was allegedly trying to steal this American Airlines plane, and the results could have been disastrous.
Advising us that he intended to harm himself, and in that process had no regard for the potentiality of harming others in the process.
Authorities say Senkat, who has a commercial pilot's license, left his car running outside the Orlando-Melbourne International Airport around 1:30 a.m. Thursday, jumped a barbed wire fence, and made his way onto the empty Airbus 321 in for service. That's where he encountered this maintenance worker.
I knew right away. I mean, we're trained. No badge right off the bat. Look down, no shoe on that foot. This isn't right.
Shane Graves said he had thoughts of 9/11 when he stopped Senkat from entering the cockpit.
I said, you get down on the ground right now and you stay right there. I said, this isn't going to happen again.
Prosecutors argued Senkat is a potential flight risk. The judge decided to hold him without bond. David?
Victor Akendo with us again tonight. Victor, thank you. On this Friday night, we're also watching severe storms on the move from Ohio in the Midwest, and there are growing flood emergencies in Oklahoma and still in the Carolinas. A dam now breaching a full week now after Hurricane Florence. That dam is near a Duke Energy power plant in Wilmington. They are worried about coal ash possibly flowing into Cape Fear River. We'll stay on that. And the other weather we're watching tonight, at least 6 reported tornadoes in southern Minnesota, the airport in Faribault, heavily damaged. That same system stretching now from Ohio all the way east to New York. Meteorologist Rob Marciano tracking it all for us. Hey, Rob.
Hey, David, let's start with that fast-moving front. Severe storms firing right now along it across eastern Ohio, stretching all the way up through northern New York. Damaging straight-line winds, the main threat with this, will continue the next several hours. And then I think weaken after midnight as the front pushes across New York and Boston tomorrow morning. Big-time flooding, as you mentioned, south of Oklahoma City towards Dallas. They'll be in it tonight. And then east along I-30 towards Little Rock tomorrow. An additional 6 inches of rain there. And in the Atlantic, disturbances abound. We're watching one close to Bermuda that could drift towards the U.S. next week. We'll be watching it over the next couple of days.
We are not in the clear yet, clearly. Okay, Rob, thank you. We're going to turn now to the massive home explosion near Detroit. The home was destroyed. At least 3 people outside were hurt. Investigators believe it was filled with natural gas. One person opening the door may have unleashed a spark, triggering the explosion. The house was for sale. Neighboring homes were evacuated. And of course, this newest case is an alarming reminder for all of those families in those communities outside Boston who still have no gas tonight and few answers. After all of those gas explosions, one after the other, tonight for the first time, we are now hearing the 911 calls amid reports that the gas pressure was 12 times what it should have been. Here's ABC's Ariel Reshef.
Tonight, the harrowing calls for help as dozens of homes simultaneously ignite north of Boston.
There's fire in the basement.
Okay, sir, there's a bunch of fires around town right now. We're going to get to you as soon as we can. I want you to make sure the home is evacuated.
We're trying to. My husband is ringing all the doorbells.
An investigation now underway. The NTSB reporting the pressure of the gas line was 12 times the proper amount just before last week's deadly explosion that killed 18-year-old Lionel Rondon and injured at least 25 others. While most residents have returned home, thousands remain without gas as cooler weather approaches. The gas company setting a deadline of November 19th to restore gas to roughly 8,600 affected customers. Fear plaguing a community still in crisis.
As of now, I'm afraid of even if they was to put the gas on to turn on my stove.
David, the Massachusetts National Guard will help provide thousands of hot plates and 24,000 space heaters to those affected by this disaster. David.
Ariel Reshef tonight, thank you. There are also new developments in the alleged serial rape investigation involving a popular surgeon who once appeared on reality TV. We learned late today of a major new turn in this case, and authorities now say the doctor may have been assaulting women for 2 decades. Here's Kayna Whitworth.
I want to know what's wrong with you, because you seem like too perfect.
Tonight,
Prosecutors say the charming doctor who appeared on this Bravo reality show could have been preying on women for years.
We're examining crimes that may have taken place from 2 decades ago to the present day.
Since 38-year-old Grant Robichaux and his girlfriend were charged with drugging and sexually assaulting 2 women, one attack allegedly recorded. Authorities now identifying